Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Solo ReacTalk. Tonight is Warcraft Monday on Tuesday, and I'm going to be reacting to a video requested by James Anderson. It's called Warcraft Villains Everyone Forgot About, made on the Platinum WoW YouTube channel. If you guys want to check out my previous reactions to other Platinum WoW World of Warcraft content, remember the playlist card for Warcraft Monday is going to be at the top here. Just click on it and you'll be able to access them. If you want to check out the original video as well as Platinum WoW's YouTube channel, the links are going to be in the description below. Okay, let's start. 3, 2, 1, go.
In the almost 20 years of World of Warcraft's existence, we have fought against hundreds of enemies. Some live in infamy, others not so much.
yeah. You know, I still call him the jailer. I don't know. I can't remember his real name. You know, I can't remember his real name, but I just see him as the jailer. Yeah, that's all I see him as. Sorry, man, but you weren't really that. You're not that cool as an evil character. Yeah, I don't know. I wanted more from you, I guess.
But the Mantid are by far some of the most creative world building done in the Warcraft universe, and I feel like they never really got the respect they deserve. Deep in the lands that would later be called Pandaria, the Mantid have resided as far back as the primordial times on Azeroth. They originated from the Aekir, a type of old god insectoid that evolved into the mantis-like beings who have swarmed over Azeroth. One of the most important roles in Mantid society is the Empress. From her, thousands of Mantid are spawned, whose only purpose is to devour.
You know, I don't know about this particular creature, you know, the Mantid. I don't know about them. I haven't watched the gameplay for Mists of Pandaria, you know, so yeah, and they weren't really shown in cinematics for Mists of Pandaria, so yeah, this is the first time I hear about them. Definitely, this is a Warcraft villain everyone forgot about. I don't even know about them. So, yeah.
Their insatiable hunger even leading them to consume the weak among their race. Every 100 years, new Mantid are spawned, and with their Empress's song, they are guided to consume everyone and everything in their wake.
Survival of the fittest.
This is the main reason why the Great Wall was built in Pandaria by the Mogu. But they forgot one crucial detail. Yeah, the Mantid can fly.
We are the extension of our Empress's will. Ours is but to serve in her divine name. Never to question nor to contemplate. We simply act. We fight, toil, and serve so that her vision for us is made reality.
The swarm evolves, the swarm advances, the swarm consumes. Oh, the Mantids. Not only do they have big creatures, I saw one just climbing on the wall, but the main foot soldiers can fly. Like, you guys gonna need some sort of pesticide, a very powerful, very powerful pesticide to kill all of these bugs.
Her happiness is our reward. Her sorrow, our failure. We will give our lives for the Empress without hesitation. She is the light, and without her, our lives will be lost to darkness.
To outsiders, they only know the Mantid for these horrific invasions every 100 years. Those ignorant would assume that they're trying to kill off every last remnant of life. But the unique thing about the Mantid is that isn't really the case.
Huh?
You see, the main reason for the swarms is to cull the weak from their empire. Those not fit for Mantid society will die, and only the strong will return. This has made the Mantid stronger with each passing cycle, and they become a bigger and bigger threat to those around them. Those that return are integrated into the caste system of their society, which is led by a council called the Calaxy.
Wait, hold on. Let me write down the name here. Doesn't this create a a problem in the future? I mean, if they're always culling their population to kill off the weak, only the strong survive, and the strong still have to fight, and they can come back and they'll become part of the society. I don't know. I mean, how long can they continue doing something like this? Until all the population on Pandaria are gone, and then they control the entire island, and then what? What happens next? Are they going to try and conquer the rest of Azeroth with the same sort of policy or mentality that they have, that, the weak must die to feed the strong? I'm just wondering, this society, where is it going to head to exactly? Because it just looks like there is an evolutionary dead end on the horizon, if I can say that,
Black Sea are Mantid elders and protectors of culture who focus on the long-term health of the Empire. They even hold power over the Empress, who doesn't live forever, and they ensure the transfer of power from one Empress to the next. This process involves a trial by combat where the competing queens fight to the death and the victor devours the defeated, passing down a long line of power in the hundreds of generations of the Mantid's existence.
Yeah, that is something else, definitely.
A core part of Mantid society and religion relates to the Kapari amber trees. Each tree is a sacred holy site for the Mantid, and they harvest its amber to create weapons, art, armor, and architecture. They even use the sap from the trees to place powerful Mantid warriors in stasis. These legends of old are called the Paragons and are broken free during dire situations for the Empire. Another advantage these insects have is their acute sense of hearing. The Mantid can communicate over incredibly long distances and can hear even the most minute sounds of trespassers entering their lands. There has never been an army that has successfully surprised the Mantid.
For the Empress!
Guys, I didn't know Pandaria had such creatures on it. I mean, this is interesting, really. I mean, that means the power play on the island is not solely in the hands of the Pandarians, the pandas. It's not, the power on that island does not solely belong to them. There's other players on the island that can easily threaten their existence. And I think the Mantids are that particular main threat that, the Pandarians have to deal with. That's quite interesting.
In the events of the Mist of Pandaria expansion, the Mantid swarm surprised the Pandaren by starting their swarm a decade early, and being the largest assault in the entire history of Azeroth. This is partly because the current Empress and many of her children have been corrupted by the Shah of Fear. The Shah of Fear is one of the 7 ghostly remnants of the slain old god, Y'Shaarj. The Mantid pray for the old god's return, but they do not worship the Shah, who has only brought destruction to their race. To the Shah of Fear, the Mantid are only a tool to spread its influence, which has driven the corrupted Mantid into insanity, and are sending their entire empire into the carnage of war in the process. These enraged Mantid even broke the Serpent Shrine wall with their monolithic creatures called the Kanchong.
Oh, wow. Wow. Kanchong. Giant Mantid. And this creature, was it born this way, or did it evolve during a course of time? After so many battles, it probably went into like a cocoon state, and then after a few months or years, it came out of its cocoon phase and it became like this. I'm just wondering, was it born this way, or did it evolve over time? Yeah.
These beasts consume everything in their path, leaving a scar through the land from its devastation. The Mantid follow behind it and harvest amber-colored waste it secretes. and they create buildings and furniture from the poop.
Oh, very eco-friendly. Very, very eco-friendly. Kind of. I mean, the Chakong consumes nature to produce the waste, and the mantids create their architecture and tools and furniture from that waste. So let's just say waste is being used, yes, recycled. However, the land is still left dead. So they're not really protecting the environment. They're still consuming from the environment. And yeah, not very eco-friendly.
Yeah, you can find some pretty weird stuff if you actually read archaeology descriptions. Now, not all of the Mantid are corrupted. The Calaxi still have level-headed minds and begrudgingly ally with the Alliance and Horde to help stop their corrupted Empress. Throughout the expansion, player characters farm reputation with the Calaxi and awaken ancient Paragon warriors who then become quest givers. But once the characters reach Exalted, the leaders of the Mantid Empire make their relationship incredibly clear.
Wakener, your deeds have earned you the trust of the Calaxi. You are to be rewarded. Walk with me.
This sounds like a trap.
We Mantid are an elder race. The Pandaren you associate with, they are but children. They have their role to play. Each cycle, our young swarm their walls. The Pandaren slay the weak, the strong return. With each generation, we grow ever stronger. Before your history began, our empire was vast. We shared this world with our sister kingdoms, Ankiraj and Ajol Nerub. Our gods were many and powerful. We Mantid worshipped the 7 heads of Yasharaj. Great was the Old One, and terrible was his wrath. He consumed hope and begat despair. He inhaled courage and breathed fear. When the usurpers came, the ones you call Titans, Yasharaj was destroyed. His last terrible breath has haunted this land ever since, but the shadows he left behind are mere whispers of his former glory. I tell you now because you have earned this warning. Your gods are not our gods, outsider. If the Old Ones ever return, we Mantid will once again stand by their side. The wisest among you will do the same. I don't know if I've made it explicitly clear to you, but I do not like you very much.
Uh-huh.
The Mantid's betrayal would soon come to pass shortly after, when the Mad War Chief Garrosh Hellscream found the heart of Yasharaj and consumed its power.
A time will come when you will answer for your crimes. Bitch.
Oh my god.
The Calaxi and the Paragons of the Mantid followed the War Chief as their new leader and became hostile to the player characters.
I did warn you, Wakener.
And are then a raid boss in the Siege of Orgrimmar raid.
Well fought, Wakener. We will meet again.
I highly doubt that.
But this isn't the last we saw of the Mantid. In the Battle for Azeroth expansion, the old god N'Zoth was released from his prison and attempted to corrupt the whole world of Azeroth. One of the places he hit the hardest was the Vale of Eternal Blossoms, and the remaining Mantid pledged themselves to his service. Unfortunately, the actual lore here and their involvement is incredibly small, and is just one of the many torrents of story beats in this expansion. But the question is, will we ever find the Mantid again in Warcraft's story? I sure hope so, as the world building, character design, and voice acting are all incredibly unique for the Mantid. They're also a very rare enemy type in WoW that isn't just a two-dimensional antagonist which is just used as cannon fodder for the player character to slaughter. Compare this to an entirely new mantis-like species introduced in the Dragon Isles, called the Scythid. You want to know the story behind these guys? They're territorial and aggressive.
Cypher!
Yeah, no, that is literally the only thing on their Wowpedia page.
Really? Oh wow, okay. That's a bit... yeah. It's been cut too early. Okay, guys. Yes, that is it. Wait. Before I make my final comments, I need to go back to a particular part. Hold on.
In the almost 20 those he left behind, if the old I do not
Somewhere
The
here.
heart of Yasharaj
Yes.
and consume its power.
One more time.
A time will come when you will answer for your crimes. Bitch.
Yes,
The Klaxi and the Paragons of the Mantid followed the war chief as their new
my
leader and
gosh.
became hostile to the player.
That is so funny. Yeah, guys, that's it. Oh gosh, Warcraft villains everyone forgot about, made on the Platinum WoW YouTube channel. Yeah, the Mantids are an interesting, people, interesting race. Really, I haven't heard of them before until now. Like, especially during the Mist of Pandaria, I haven't seen them. I haven't heard about, these particular people being a threat to Pandarians. This is the first time I actually hear about them. So yeah, their lore and their contribution to World of Warcraft is very limited. In terms of the game, I'm not sure about books that's been written around World of Warcraft. Maybe they have far more involved contribution in there. And yeah, like they're a very old civilization, like the Ankaraj and the Azjul Nerub, something like that. Yeah, Nerub, yes. Very old, and they worship the old gods. And like many other empires on Azeroth, they all have their time to shine, and then they crumble. They become destroyed, and they are lost with time, like all other great empires on Azeroth, when Azeroth was still one supercontinent. So yeah, it's quite interesting to hear how they worshipped the old gods, especially Yasharaj, and with his reincarnation through Garrosh, as Garrosh consumed Yasharaj's heart. Yeah, I mean, I see why they would want to serve Garrosh, because he's imbued with his with their old god's power in him, but it's not Yasharaj. I would expect him to follow the 100% true reincarnation of Yasharaj, not a substitute body for him. Because that's essentially what Garrosh was. He was a substitute body for this old god's influence and power. It wasn't really him or it existing. So yeah, and the different forms of mantid species, I'm still wondering, like, how do they come about? Do they first hatch from the eggs like all other mantids, and then they fight, then they come back, and then they enter into some sort of cocoon state? They come out of the cocoon state and they evolve into a different type of mantid, or are they born this way, like from the egg, and then they're born into the the Kunchang, giant mantids. Yeah, I'm just wondering about that. So yeah, this was quite interesting, really. And the fact that the Pandarians had a threat like this, so powerful, on their island, really, I think they should have had more emphasis on that storyline in Mist of Pandaria. But like I've said before, I haven't reacted to the gameplay from Mist of Pandaria, and also in the cinematics, we don't really see much of them. Actually, we don't see them at all, like virtually non-existent. There's only other people and other important figures and the factions in particular that we see in Mr. Pandaria, but I haven't seen the Mantids. So yeah, it was quite interesting to hear about this race of insectoid creatures, if I can say that. Yeah, guys, that's it. Platinum Wow, thank you very much. You gave me a very good laugh with Garage. With Garage, really, really, it was so funny, really. Guys, that is it. If you want to check out the original video as well as Platinum Wow's YouTube channel, the links are in the description below. If you like my reaction, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification bell if you want to be up to date with my latest videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, bye bye.